Good morning, children. Welcome back to the lesson Evans Tries an O-Level, written by Colin Dexter. Dear children, we had 3 sessions on it already. We have come to know about the important characters and the idea of the main character Evans to appear for German O-Level examination. That is his idea of escaping from the prison, that you will come to know at the end, and the precautions done from the side of the prison officers. Okay, then the arrangement of invigilator, Mr. McCleary, Reverend McCleary. Okay, he was brought to the cell by Stephen, the prison officer, Stephen the junior, and Jackson the senior, right? And on arrival, McCleary is searched thoroughly to avoid any such untoward incident. So McCleary was frisked by both the prison officers, that is Jackson and Stephen, and they could find some items like his spectacle case and a rubber tube, etc. That rubber tube actually is used by McCleary for avoiding hemorrhoids. Okay, he was suffering from hemorrhoid, that is piles. He used to sit on that rubber tube. Okay, so that way Jackson allowed that item, but he took the paper knife. Okay, now the exam starts afterwards, and by the time the exam was on the go, there was a call from the examination department with some correction slip, but the governor got his doubt. He tried to make a call back to the examination department, but he could get only that engaged sound. Okay, then there was a call again from the magistrate office asking for a prison van and 2 prison official for a remand case, and the governor does not try to find out if it is a hoax, but it too is found to be a hoax. Okay, so dear children, now we are at page number 79 over. Now we are at page number 80. So let us continue with the story. All of you take your text at page number 80. Thank you. Yeah, children, while the examination was on the go, Evans felt much chilly and he wanted to make use of a blanket. So he asked permission and McCleary allows him. And the governor listens to all such dialogues through that bugging instrument, right? So at 10:51 a.m., Stephens was more than a little surprised to see a grey regulation blanket draped around Evans' shoulder, and he frowned slightly and looked at the examinee more closely, but Evans, the pen still between his teeth. So that you have to underline this, why Evans was keeping his pen between his teeth. So at the end of the story you will come to know all these details. Was staring just as vacantly as before, blankly beneath the blanket. Should Stephen report the slight irregularity? Anything at all fishy? Means doubtful. Hadn't Jackson said? He looked through the peephole once again, and even as he did so, Evans pulled the dirty blanket more closely to himself. Was he planning a sudden Batman leap to suffocate McCleary in the blanket? Don't be daft, don't be mad. There was never any sun on this side of the prison, no heating either during the summer months, and he could get quite chilly in some of the cell. Stephen decided to revert to his earlier every minute observation. Actually, Stephen, while observing the movement inside the cell, could see that Evans draping, covering himself with a blanket and sitting very close to McClary. And it is very quite natural that Stephens would have his own doubts and apprehension that this Evans might be uh, leap, trying to leap to suffocate Mr. McClary using the blanket, but at the same time his conscience said he could not be mad. Means it was actually there was no sun that sun rays could enter that prison cell, and no heating is there. So it and even during the some summer months, that heat will not enter the cell. So it is quite common and natural that it could be chilly. So that way he did not feel any suspicion. So Stephen decided to revert to his earlier every minute observation. Otherwise, he would have informed it. At 11:20 a.m., the receiver once more crackled across the silence of the governor's office, and McClary informed Evans that only 5 minutes remained. The examination was almost over now, but something still gnawed away quietly in the governor's mind, something that disturbed the mind of governor. He reached for the phone once more. Actually, at 11:20, examination was about to be over, and there was only 5 minutes, but governor had his own doubt, so he went to the phone. At 11:22 a.m., Jackson shouted along the corridor to Stephen. The governor wanted to speak with him. Hurry, man. Stephen picked up the phone apprehensively and listened to the rapidly spoken orders. Stephen himself was to accompany McClary to the main prison gate. Understood? Stephen personally was to make absolutely sure that the door was locked on Evans after McClary had left the cell. Understood? So this is what the instruction that Stephen received on receiving the phone call. Actually, at 11:22 there was a call, and Jackson shouting through the corridor to Stephen to attend the call from the governor. Okay, then what was the instruction that he received from governor? That he himself should accompany McClary to the main prison gate. Okay, not only that, he should lock Evans' cell. Is it clear? Yeah. Understood, he said. At 11:25 a.m., the governor heard the final exchanges. McClary, stop writing, please. Silence. McClary, put your sheets in order and see they are correctly numbered. Silence. Dear children, you know this is the way your teachers also instruct you. Scraping of chairs and tables could be heard by the governor. Evans, thank you very much, sir. McClary, all right. Was it? Okay. A. Right. Was it? Not too bad, Evans said. McClary, good, Mr. Stephens. Very loud. The governor heard the door clang, that is banging sound of the door, for the last time. The examination was over. So the sound was very much audible for governor to hear, and the examination was over. How did he get on, do you think? Asked Stephens as he walked beside McClary to the main gate. And while escorting McClary to the gate, Stephen asked whether that boy did well. Oh, I can't think he is distinguished himself, I am afraid. His Scotch accent seemed broader than ever, and his long black overcoat reaching almost to his knees fostered the illusion that he had suddenly grown slimmer. Okay, so this also you have to underline. And while escorting, Stephen had a observation that he felt that McClary became very slim. Okay, so his black overcoat, he noticed, almost reaching to his knees. Okay, and he cherished the illusion that he had suddenly grown slimmer. That is reaching knees, but earlier it was not reaching like that. So he felt maybe growing slimmer. Stephens felt pleased that the governor had asked him and not Jackson to see McClary off the premises, and all in all the morning had gone pretty well, but something stopped him from making his way directly to the canteen for a belated cup of coffee. Okay, children, now after seeing of McClary at the main gate, who was very happy, Stephens was very happy because that important work was assigned to him. So he felt himself proud now. But before he wanted to have a belated cup of coffee, he thought he should check the room or the cell of Evans. He wanted to take just one last look at Evans. It was like a program he had seen on TV about a woman who could never really convince herself that she had locked the front door when she had gone to bed. So, like in TV serial, he happened to see that a woman, okay, a woman who could never get herself convinced whether she locked the front door. Even in our own homes it happens. Okay, your mothers might be checking the whether the main gate is closed or not. Often she would get up 12, 15, sometimes 20 times to check the bolts. So that is what in the TV serial, okay, not generally 20, 50, 15 times nobody would do. Once or twice you would ensure whether it was locked. So the same way, Stephen wanted to enter and see the D-wing whether he had locked it properly. He re-entered D-wing, made his way along to Yvonne's cell and opened and the peephole once more. Oh no, Christ, no! There, sprawled back in Yvonne's chair, was a man. For a semi-second, Stephens thought it must be Yvonne's, a grey regulation blanket slipping from his shoulder. The front of his closely cropped, irregularly tufted hair, awash with fierce red blood which had dripped already through the small black beard and has even now spreading horribly over the white clerical collar and down into the black clerical front. So what he could see, no, on entering he could not see Evans there, whereas Evans there a man just like McClary, actually a grey regulation blanket slipping from his shoulder, the front of his closely cropped, irregularly tufted hair awash with fierce red blood dripping from through its small black beard and even spreading horribly over clerical collar. Okay, so Stephen shouted wildly for Jackson, and the words appeared to penetrate the curtain of blood that veiled McClary's ear, for the minister's hand felt feebly for a handkerchief from his pocket and held it to his bleeding head, the blood seeping slowly through the white linen. He gave a long, low moan and tried to speak, but his voice trailed away, and by the time Jackson had arrived and dispatched Stephens to ring the police and the ambulance, the handkerchief was sticky, squelchy wads of cloth. So you can see totally blood was flowing, and even the kerchief became wet with that blood. Yes, let us see. Uh, yeah, here the sticky, that the blood is very sticky and squelchy. What is squelchy? Sound of liquid. Okay, wodge, you can write down. Lump, a wodge of cloth means a lump of cloth. McClary slowly raised himself. Actually, now we can see two McClary, one already gone out, escorted by Stephen. Now again another McClary, okay, with the blood stain, covered with the blood stain on through the ears it is coming out, and his handkerchief, pocket, everywhere blood is there. And McClary slowly raised himself, his face twisted slightly with pain. Don't worry, do not worry about the ambulance, man. I am all right, I am all right, he is telling. Get the police, I know where he means Evans. Actually Evans cheated him, like that he was shouting, and he knows where he has gone. He closed his eyes, and another drip of blood splashed like a huge red raindrop. Blood is coming on the wooden floor. His hand felt along the table. There also blood stain was there. Found the German question paper and grasped, means clutched it tightly in his blood-stained hand, get the governor. I know where Evans, means where Evans has escaped. Who is shouting? I mean, McClary. Almost immediately, sirens were sounding. Prison officers barked orders. Everywhere, the message is given that Evans escaped from the prison. Puzzled prisoners, confused prisoners pushed their way along the corridor. Doors were banged and bolted, and phones were ringing everywhere. And within a minute, McClary with Jackson and Stephen supporting him on either side. So, who are holding McClary, Jackson, and Stephen from both sides? His face now streaked with and caked with the drying blood, was greeted in the prison yard by the governor, perplexed and grim. Actually, by the time governor reached there, he was also very much confused, was greeted in the prison yard by the governor, and perplexed, confused and grim. We must get you to hospital immediately. I just don't. You have called the police? Yes, they are on their way, but I am all right. Look here. Awkwardly, he opened the German question paper and thrust it before the governor's face. He's there. Do you see what happens? Actually, this McClary wanted to show the governor what actually happened, and he was giving reference to that question paper. The governor looked down and realized what McClary was trying to tell him. A photocopied sheet had been carefully and cleverly superimposed over the last originally blank page of the question paper. There was something pasted on the original question paper. Yes, what they have done, governor? You see, his voice trailed off again as the governor dredging the layers of long neglected learning. Okay, actually he once studied German. Now he is recalling, willed himself to translate the German text before him. So he wanted to translate it. Okay, what is written that we cannot read. Okay, you can read it there. Sollen, actually it is German. You must follow the plan already something. The vital point in time is 3 minutes before the end of the examination, but something. Don't hit him too hard. Remember, he is a minister, and don't overdo the Scots accent when. Actually, that instruction was there to hit that man, McClary, and to escape. Okay. A fast approaching siren wailed, means again cried to its crescendo, full sound, highest pitch. Crescendo means highest pitch. Highest pitch. The great doors of the prison yard were pushed back, and a white police car squealed to a jerky halt beside them. Okay, so then Detective Superintendent Carter, actually this character is coming now. Okay, swung himself out of the passenger's seat and saluted the governor. What the hell happening here? And turning to McClary, Christ, who has hit him? So seeing McClary fully blooded, McClary, he said, who has hit him? But McClary cut across whatever explanation to the governor might have given. Ainsfield Way, officer, I know where he wants. This McClary was uttering the same dialogue again and again. He knows where Evans has escaped. He was breathing heavily and leaned for support against the side of the car, where the imprint of his hand was left in tarnished crimson, very dark red color, crimson color. Okay. Take him with you if you think he will be all right. He is the only one who seems to know what is happening. So Carter opened the back door and helped McClary inside, and within a few seconds the car leaped away in spurt of gravel. So finally McClary was taken in Carter's vehicle, and in a few minutes they spurt away. Okay. So dear children, we will stop it here for the day. Now we have come to know what actually happened immediately after the examination. Immediately after the examination, there was a call from governor asking Stephen to escort McClary to the main gate, and McClary was Stephen was very happy to get such an instruction. Being a junior person, he felt himself proud escorting McClary to the main gate. But after dropping him at the main gate, he wanted to ensure whether he locked the D wing where this Evans was there. Like in TV serial, a woman used to check whether some 12 to 15 times whether she had locked the main gate. So the same way, when he went there, he could not believe his own eyes. He cried, "Oh Christ, no!" There, sprawled back in Yvonne's chair was a man. In the place of Yvonne, there was a man, just like McClary, fully blooded. I mean, blood is oozing out from his ears and head, and he immediately shouted for Jackson, and Jackson also arrived and joined the situation. They called for police. By then the governor also reached there. And what did the governor say? Governor was also confused what to do. He said immediately this man should be taken to hospital. He also conveyed the message to Detective Superintendent Carter. He too visited the place, and meanwhile McClary was giving instruction that something was written in the question paper, supplemented with the question paper, and there it was written not to hit that minister, means this invigilator too hard, okay, something like that. But on seeing the bleeding McClary, immediately Carter said we should take him to hospital, and he took him in his own car and disappeared from the place. So dear children, we will meet again tomorrow and will continue with the text. Till then, have a nice day ahead. Thank you.